Midnight, probably.
All right, we are going to, in the interests of professionalism and time to the elected officials' offices higher above ours, we're going to, we'll get back to public comment, don't worry. Recognize, Guillermo, are you ready? You want to come down and say hi? All right, ladies and gentlemen, Guillermo from Nuys Martinez's office. There it is.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. I know it's a December meeting. This is the last meeting before we get to go away for the holidays. So, you know, if I don't get to see a lot of you before the holidays, happy holidays to everyone that celebrates. And, you know, it's been a wonderful year. It's been a wonderful, busy, difficult year for a lot of us. So,
Yeah.
I want to say thank you to everyone. And also, just to make a couple of announcements, I actually don't have something to announce aside from the fact that
Is that an announcement, Guillermo?
no, I don't have anything right now other than the fact that as we head into the holidays, obviously we're heading into what weather experts and scientists are calling the next El Nino, which is supposed to be bigger than ever.
Where is it?
So along with that, you know, just keep in mind that there are a lot of preparations that the city is going to be doing, but there are also a lot of preparations that you can do yourselves to not only defend and protect your property, but defend and protect yourselves and your neighborhood. So I apologize because I forgot the website, but I think it's El Nino LA. I'm not sure if it's .com. But feel free to check it out. If you type in El Nino LA on Google, it's going to pop up. It's going to give you tips,
LA or Ole?
you know, advice on how to protect yourselves and make sure that you guys are taken care of to the best of everyone's abilities during the projected weather storms, which once again are going to be pretty big according to projections. Other than that, November, this past month, the councilwoman hosted, along with LAPD, a human sex trafficking meeting to unveil the task force that's going to be fighting Valley-wide. That being said, we also unveiled a email address that's going to be used specifically for these complaints. And that email address is 647-TIPS at lapd.lacity.org.
Thank you. Good, actually.
Yeah, it does.
Stand up.
Thank you to the fire department. They just provided me the website. It's elninola.com.
That's what he said.
And the city's actually holding a series of regional town hall meetings on the subject of El Nino. Actually, the last one was today, but other meetings might be coming along as time goes by. So keep your ears open, keep your eyes open, and please be careful over the next few weeks. Even though they are holidays and the rain, please be careful and be safe and take care of yourselves. Other than that, question? Yes.
Not to put you on the spot, but I just remembered. Do you know the status on the Van Nuys Farmers Market?
It started last Thursday. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for you guys signing off on that. I know Rick was going back and forth. It's Thursdays,
It's Thursday.
every Thursday.
What
Yeah,
time?
sorry, Thursdays. It starts tomorrow. They'll be there, I think, around 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Up until maybe 3.
Oh, right.
And they are accepting EBT, right?
I don't know about accepting
Is
EBT.
it, who is the manager?
I'll have to talk to Rick
Rick, what's his last name?
Hernandez.
Is
That's
that right?
the same
Yeah.
one that
Rick.
was in charge before.
Yeah.
Well, when he was at our meeting, I asked him that because I hope that we can bring the
That's
market
a
match
fantastic
program.
question. I don't know. I'll
Okay.
ask him. I'll ask him tomorrow.
But-
Can you give him my email?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'll give him your email.
Okay, thank you.
Guillermo, thank you for your work on that, really.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're welcome, and I'm glad we were able to work
It's
on
right,
that.
where is the farmers market?
It's right here in the mall,
It's-
Irwin Street Mall.
The Zavieroslavsky Irwin Street Mall?
It's only Thursday, so it's once a week. I'm anticipating that if indeed it does start raining, they're going to get rained out for several weeks.
And then Rick told me that they're working on the health permits and the food will start in January.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I
Oh.
haven't. I spoke to them briefly today, but they will be there tomorrow, and they will be there for the foreseeable future.
I'm gonna go there.
Yeah, check it out. Feel free, anybody, feel free to step in. In fact, I'm going to check it out tomorrow. So I didn't have a chance to check it out last week. But yeah, farmers market's back in. Thank you for that reminder, because that's the one thing
I love
had
the
on my
farmers
list.
market.
Yes.
So yeah, the farmers market's in. Does anybody have any questions?
Come on. Anyone for Guillermo? I think you're.
Kathleen?
With El Nino coming down,
Mm-hmm.
I've got those two Chinese elm trees. Remember those?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. They're getting bigger, and
Yeah, I've been back and forth with the Bureau about that. I'm gonna keep pushing. To be honest, they don't seem to be budging, but
Well-
I'm gonna keep pushing.
if that wind pushes you coming from the south or from any direction, it's going to land on my house, and it's going to take out all the electricity, plus my house.
Yeah. I know, Kathleen, and I'm really sorry about that. We're working on it. The Bureau doesn't seem to be budging, but we're working on it. Anybody else?
You guys are doing a great job. I want to wish your council office happy holidays on behalf of our council to your council.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the $700 million that she's getting on fixing the pavements, do you know which areas are they working on, or?
I don't have an update on that right now. I think it's still in discussion. But in terms of fixing, you mean sidewalks?
Yes.
I think it's still in discussion as to how they're going to execute that. I really don't know right now.
Okay, great job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guillermo.
Thank you,
you.
Guillermo.
Good man. Come on down. Next up, we have.
You're doing good, that's Paul.
Hey everybody, Sahak from County 2. Wow. Happy holidays. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Just a couple of things. We are having a holiday toy drive and canned food drive. I will send, if I haven't already, to George and the rest of the council, our flyer to kind of pass out. Other than that, I've been working with some of the neighborhood council folks to get their neighborhoods cleaned up as much as possible and taken care
You're
of.
doing a great job on my dad. You're awesome.
Thank you, Penny. Other than that, if anybody has ideas of where we could start cleaning, to do large cleanups all around the Van Nuys area that we cover, please let me know. In terms of El Nino, you guys have to know some fire departments, and I do have a list in the office, do hand out sandbags and sand, if you guys are worried about that. If there are storm drains or gutters that need to be cleaned, let us know. We'll try to get somebody out there to help you guys so water doesn't dam up. And other than that, Valley Community Healthcare Center, if you guys know anybody who needs a jacket in the cold time winter, they are doing a jacket giveaway for all their patients and everyone else in the community. They've collected over 300 jackets. So whoever's either dropped off a jacket or spread the word, thank you. Other than that, does anybody have any questions? Yes. The jacket, it's on Vanowen and Coldwater Canyon, Valley Community Healthcare. Over there. Yeah. We're doing a service 10 to 1.
No.
I might be dressed up as Santa Claus on Friday. So if you're interested, come by.
What day is your drive?
The canned food drive is on the 17th, Thursday at 9:30 a.m. In Studio City. I will send you guys the flyer.
Joseph, you know our policy.
I remember a while ago the city had a rain barrel program. Is there any effort to revive that in wake of the El Nino to capture some of this rain that we're supposed to be overwhelmed with?
I hope DWP does. It's something they had sponsored. If anything does come up, if me or Guillermo, if anyone does hear about anything like that, we would definitely spread the word so you guys take advantage of what they're offering.
Can you have your bosses spur DWP to bring it back?
We will try definitely, especially this rainy season. Anybody else, guys?
Going once. Going
Sold.
twice. Shana regalatsun.
Thank you, guys.
Merci. All right. Los Angeles Public Library, Kevin, the man, the myth, the legend. What's going on over there? You guys are remodeling it and naming it after Zev or what?
As you know, we are a proud resident of the Zev Yaroslavsky Irwin Street Mall. And I would encourage those of you who are coming out to see or to attend the farmer's market to stop by and see the library. We'll also be having a table out there as well. I talked with Rick, and I was very happy to see it out there. They set up right out in front of the library. So we'll have an outreach table probably once a month, maybe twice a month, getting people to sign up for library cards. But I do have an announcement. But the library department has proposed a major renovation for the LA, or for the Van Nuys Branch Library for fiscal year 2016 and 2017. It's proposed, so it has to go through the budgetary process and, of course, be voted on and approved. But primarily, it's going to be redoing the entire inside of the library. There'll be one thing that you may know: the building was built in 1961, and I think it had a renovation, a minor renovation in the late 60s, early 70s. But we have a dearth of electrical outlets in the branch, and as you know, people use the library with their laptops now, and there's no place for them to plug in. So we'll be getting a brand new electrical system in there, and new furniture, and the entire inside of the library is going to be remodeled and redesigned. So we're very excited about that, and I encourage all of you to come down and see us. Okay? Yes.
Kevin, we used to have the farmer's market before. Actually, the Friends of the Library would bring the books out at that time because they had a vast amount of people and sell them.
Yeah, I was not aware of that, but I will.
Want to do that
Sure.
again?
Yeah, I'll bring it up, but then we can do that. They just had a used book sale last month, and we haven't been getting very many donations, but we do have a backlog of them, so we can certainly do that. I'll talk to Rick and make sure we get approval to be on there.
Do
Yes.
you guys accept like old textbooks? Like
No. No.
Only new.
Textbooks, no.
Okay.
Textbooks and encyclopedias, things like that. I mean, usually it's hardbacks and they have to be in good condition.
Okay.
Coffee table books, sure, sure. Yeah, things that the library can the Friends can sell, and the proceeds go to benefit the library.
And then we can do, we're going to work together on a book burning in January. Just a joke,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
But I do want to thank you guys for letting us use the library for our executive meeting. It's nice because you guys close at 8 o'clock, so we have to finish up. The problem with this room is we just keep talking. We're here till like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Right, and I'd like to thank the members of the council that do show up to the meeting. I'd like to thank them for wrapping up on time and getting out, because the staff cannot stay past 8 o'clock, and of course the neighborhood council doesn't want to pay the staff overtime, I'm sure. So, right, but yeah, you're welcome to use the room on when it's available. We did have a conflict that one day, but.
Should we look at the schedule for January, or, I mean, if it pleases the executive committee, we can stay with the LAPD.
Yes.
We'll discuss it.
Sure.
We'll argue about it later, Kevin.
Sure. The only conflict that we did have, but you and I worked it out, was our citizenship class, which is going to be starting up again in January. That'll be starting on January 29th, and it's sponsored by Catholic Charities. And then, of course, on February 1st through the tax season of April 15th, we have the AARP coming in to do a tax clinic, and that'll be 4 days a week. So lots of busy things happening at the library. Okay.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
All right. I did see Tamar, but I think she left. Red Cross, Kristen Sales. I know we are trying to figure out a way to continuously work together. Cheryl Cashman sent me an email saying you guys had a meeting last week or early this week, and we're revving stuff up to map your neighborhood and a bunch of other things. So tell us what we can do for you next year.
I'm Kristen Sales. I'm a community ambassador for the Red Cross. What that is I'm kind of a fancy volunteer, and it's a 3-year appointment. So I represent you, and I bring Red Cross information and services to the community. I think a lot of you may have seen me. I was one of the speakers last year at your Preparedness Summit, and I spoke on the Map Your Neighborhood program. This year, Van Nuys has been named a target community for the Red Cross. What that means is we want to provide more of our services to the Van Nuys community. We want Van Nuys to become more resilient. We want you to be able to bounce back if there were ever any type of disaster, to be able to bounce back quickly from that type of disaster. And through our research, we've identified a few communities that currently are looking like they wouldn't be quite as resilient as we would like them to be, and Van Nuys is one of them. So that's why we're trying to provide more outreach to you. So what that means is we can bring you preparedness, education courses, any type of services. We can bring that to your community. And then we're also looking for community partners. And we would like Van Nuys Neighborhood Council to become one of our community partners.
Oh,
We're also looking for nonprofit groups and schools, faith-based groups, anyone who's in the community that's working with people. We want you to partner with us and tell you how you would like us to help you, and then you can tell us, what you think the community needs. We're forming a coalition between all these community members, and we're meeting once a month. We had our first kickoff meeting that George mentioned last week, and I think there were about 30 people in attendance, and we have another one already scheduled for late January. So we would like a representative from Van Nuys Neighborhood Council and any other groups that you think would benefit from being there. We would love to have them there. So if you can help us make that connection, we would like that as well. This is Ron Farina. He's our executive director for our territory, and he would like to say a few words. Yes.
Well, thank you. Good evening, everyone, Mr. Chairman and council members. One of the flagship operations as part of this campaign is our home fire campaign. Red Cross is endeavoring to try to reduce single-family fires and injuries by 25% over a 5-year period. So we've started doing smoke alarm installations in homes in Van Nuys. The last one we did was on September the 26th. It's kind of a Saturday operation. Thank you. We pre-canvass an area. We select an area. It lines up with a part of the Neighborhood Watch program. So we pick an area that we think is, in collaboration with the fire department, is most in need of these services, single-family homes. We do a knock and install, but we also canvass the area with the help of the police cadets so that we can install. This is free. This is a 10-year lithium battery. We do 2 or 3 or more smoke alarms, depending on the number of, the size of the home, the number of bedrooms, and so forth. The next one we have scheduled is going to be March the 19th. So we'll be looking for, again, as Kristen said, partners to help us with the installation, volunteers of all ages that can help us to come in, do a little education with the homeowner, talk about an escape plan, plan for disaster, a response personally at a family level, and also to accept our installations, which again, we hope will reduce the number of fatalities. Yeah. On September the 26th, within about 12 hours after doing our installation in that same neighborhood, there was a fatal fire, unfortunately. And these things happen. Maybe that was one of the homes that didn't respond, or we didn't
have a smoke alarm, but
I don't
that was a gang house, so.
But we still, we still felt badly about it because we will go into areas we're not looking, if somebody says they have a whatever living accommodations they have, and sometimes we'll find a home where the family has maybe boxes lined up against the back door. So we talk about the escape plan. Anyway, thanks for giving us a few minutes, George.
Of course, you guys. Happy to do it. Absolutely.
Next month for
Good.
more information. Thank you.
We look forward to working with you continuously. Any other elected officials' offices? Congressman Tony Cardenas has Brian Gavidia. Did I pronounce it properly? Brian, thank you for everything you do, and you're off to the mayor's office, are you not?
Yeah. So first and foremost, hello everybody. Again, Brian Gavidia with Congressman Cardenas now. As of Monday, I will be transitioning over to Mayor Eric Garcetti's office as the East Valley area representative. So it's a cool step, professionally for me, and more resources to the community. I look forward to working with you guys. I still remember 2012 when I was working for Councilman Tony Cardenas and coming to the council meetings as a shy, quiet young man. I still am a little quiet, a little shy, but much more assertive and
We've yelled at you enough, Brian.
So I look forward to working with everyone to help the community. One update from the congressman, we're going to be having the winter meeting on November, I'm losing my mind, on Sunday, this coming up Sunday from 4 to 7 at the East Valley Animal Shelter. So we hope you guys could come by, have good conversations, hang out with the congressman, and we'll see you guys in January. So thanks.
Thank you, Brian. Candido, of course.
Yes, sir. Brian, you and I, we actually have a relationship. You're probably the best person that's ever come out of the Cardinals or our Clinton's office. And I want to thank you because no matter where we would see you, you were always kind, courteous, and open to a conversation on whatever the issues were for Van Nuys.
So the mayor's very lucky. Thank you. Thank you for all this, you know, for you and me.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, we're going to go into public comment. Candido.
Thank you, Mr. President. Appreciate it. Hold my time. Mr. President, as you know, last month we had a lot of requests for donations from this council. You know, your funds are limited. They're down to what, maybe, what is it, under about 42,000, and everything else that goes on. Mr. Camara, who was in charge of the parks, made a commitment at that time to raise some toys and candies to show that he could do it. And I'm going to leave this box, and if you'll take one or two, we'd appreciate it. But he was able, with help, to collect over 2,000 of these little animals that will be going to your two parks in the area. They also were. He was also able to share with.
Good job, John.
The Jeopardy program in the 12th district. He collected almost, with the help of the community, he collected almost 2,500 pounds of food.
Wow.
So he's only going to here in Van Nuys. So not other areas. So this Friday we'll be making the delivery because Delano's having their Christmas party. Van Nuys is not going because they have no funds, but we're going to try to get them stuff again. But maybe next year we can help them get some money. Now, Ms. Hobb made a comment. She said that I said the Knights of Columbus are rich. You know what? The Knights of Columbus is a great organization. They're the best, well-run machine in this area. They have a lot of support. They have a lot of members. They have everything. They have their own fundraising mechanism. And for me, it was shameful to see someone come here with so much, taking from those in our area, even our Jeopardy program. I mean, the situation there is in dire need. We need to help those, and we'd be willing to, Mr. Mayor, if it's okay with you, you said we help the Knights of Columbus with gather some toys for them, and they weren't able to qualify this year, but.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry that, they came so late into the road, and we've been here for a few years. It's nice to see we got two Knights here tonight. We haven't seen them in the whole history of the neighborhood council, even I've been on this board since 2009. But anyhow, I'm glad they're here now. I'm glad they're getting to understand what really happens in our community and how hard we have to work to get these subsidies. But anyhow, I don't really think that it's wise to ask for money right now. It's a little late in the program. We got two Knights here right now. It's just too late right now.
Yeah,
we can't do it at the last minute.
President, with your permission, this will be
all I got.
to the neighborhood council.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Thank you, Candy. Thank you, John. You guys are making us look good. Thank you very much.
Now, may I finish the comment that I had?
All right, going down public comment. Who else wants to speak? Okay, we got Ron, Rosemary, Miriam, and you, and then you wanted to say something too, Jeanette?
Yes.
All right, well, let's start with Mr. Ziff. Ron, I've seen your name for years, but I never got to actually meet you, so.
I've seen your name as well. I'm on the mailing list.
There it is. Ron, what's going on, sir?
Well, I'll say this. I'm first vice president, Sherman Oaks Neighborhood Council.
That's what it is.
Just to the south. Also chair of its land use committee. But tonight I'm here as an individual. I'm not representing the council. But I'm going to talk about something that the council has been very concerned about, and that's Van Nuys Boulevard, which goes through both our communities. And I wanted to make sure your council is totally aware of the government plans for Van Nuys Boulevard. And I want to talk about this intersection right here, Van Nuys and Sylvan, and the business district around it. The street right here is 68 feet wide, roughly the same as the width through the entire corridor here. The city wants to take two 10-foot lanes, one on either side of the street, for protected bicycle lanes. One will go north, one will go south. A protected lane has a small concrete barrier in front of it. It keeps vehicles from going into there and hitting the bicyclists. For the safety of the bicyclists, it will take the two parking lanes here because they'll be on both sides of the street. That would be kind of bad, but in addition to that, Metro wants to put the East Valley Corridor through here. Now, the East Valley Corridor sounds like a good deal. It's a light rail train. What they don't tell you is that it will be 30 feet wide. It will be fenced in on both sides. At every meeting I've been to, I've asked the question, are you going to fence it? And they say, oh yeah, we didn't mention that, but have to fence it, keeps people from getting in there and getting hurt, which is laudable.
So that takes up.
30 feet. Now, in addition to the 30 feet, they need a place for people to stand while they're waiting for the train. There will be a 12-foot platform. Now, you do the math. 20 feet for the city's bicycle lanes, 30 feet for the train, 12 feet for the platform. That's 62 feet. Your street is 68 feet wide. It will leave you 6 feet to do whatever you want with.
In other words, the whole boulevard's gone. Yeah.
Now, what will you lose?
Business.
First off, you're going to lose street parking. Second, you're going to lose driving lanes. No one will be able to drive on the street. You'll lose bus service because buses need not just a regular 10-foot lane. They kind of stretch over. They need like 13 or 14 feet to drive in. You're going to lose police service. They're never going to get to this Chase Bank in time to stop the robbery because there won't be a street, even though the fire station, the police station's right here. Fire service. Fire department for a hook and ladder truck, which is what you operate with out of this station, and if it goes into the new station, those hook and ladder trucks require 27 feet wide in order to maneuver, because they don't just go in a straight line. If you think about it, the emergency vehicles turn on the lights, they turn on the siren, everybody stops, they zigzag back and forth across the street. That won't be anymore. And last but not least, ambulance service.
Ooh.
Don't plan on having a heart attack in Van Nuys or Sherman Oaks because the ambulance won't get to you and you'll never see the hospital.
I would have died in the
Now, as far as the businesses along here are concerned, kiss them goodbye because nobody will be able to get to them. The cars won't get to them, but they can depend on the bicycle riders, all of them. And that's what the city is planning with this street. We're opposing it in Sherman Oaks. Personally, I would like it if you did that too, but that's up to your council. I'd like to say a word about the light rail train and what it's going to do. It is touted by Metro as being the wave of the future. You heard Zev say that trains and buses aren't that different. I'll tell you, they are not that different. Metro's own numbers show it. The trip from Sylmar to Ventura Boulevard by bus, by Metro's numbers, takes 47 minutes. By train, it will take 43 minutes, a savings of 4 minutes at a cost of putting in a line of $2 billion.
Oh, my goodness.
Easy there, Shirley Town.
And I think the $2 billion could be spent in some other way, even if it was just to buy us all dinner. Now, that savings of 4 minutes is
Ridiculous.
only if you ride the full length of the run.
Who got the kickback?
But by Metro's own figures, 50% of the boardings on the 9 bus lines that run up and down this street take place right in this corridor. I've been on that bus. I've seen what happens. Your local residents here get on, they ride 1 or 2 blocks and get off. They're transit dependent. They don't have cars, and it's a good service. They're going to lose that because the train line, the light rail, will have only 13 stops from the North Valley all the way to the South Valley. And there may be 1 or 2 stops in this area, but they won't be able to take those short runs that they take now. And let's see, what else did I have here?
The bid.
Wanted to make a suggestion to you. You're talking about forming a BID, Business Improvement District. I would love to see the businesses along this street flourish in this area. And one of the things they lack is parking. And who has the parking in this area? The City of Los Angeles has roughly 1,000 parking spaces that right now are closed and locked up. If they turned those over to the bid, or through a contract to the bid, or to a private operator, the parking spaces could be used in the evening by customers. This district would flourish. You'd get restaurants, you'd get shops, you'd get stores that would be open in the evening, and the community would become very vibrant. So, thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you very much. Rosemary Jenkins.
Oh, thank you for allowing her.
Good evening, everyone. I have a few announcements. One, sort of in keeping with the idea of the Business Improvement District, I wrote an article that came out this week. It's called Who Stole Hip Hop? It's on Hollywood Progressive. And the new Zulu Dance Foundation is going to be located here in Van Nuys at 6232 Hazeltine Avenue. And it's a wonderful program that deals with the culture of the various ethnic groups and a wide variety of dance. One of the aims is to get at-risk young people off the streets from very young ages through the 20s. They put on exhibitions. They've gotten a number of awards. And this Sunday, there's going to be a big fundraiser at that address, 6232 Hazeltine. There'll be, if you could want to pre-order tamales, there'll be a bake sale and a yard sale to help fund the new location that they have. They have a lease that a lot of money that they have to put up. But it's such a worthwhile organization. I would encourage you to read the article to find out about it, and also a little history behind true hip hop. And also, it would be great, since it's right here in the area, to support that fundraising event this Sunday from 10 in the morning to about 4 in the afternoon. You can also drop things off before 10 if you have things that would be appropriate for a garage sale type venture. So that, does anybody have any questions? I do have a phone number if you have questions. 805-748-9435. Yes.
Where about the 62?
It would
It's
be
6232 Hazeltine.
it would be the corner of Sylvan and Hazeltine, or very close to the corner.
So it's
But that's an apartment.
Well, all I know is that they've gotten a lease, that they've signed a lease for the studio. That's the address that I was.
Sir, there doesn't seem to be any commercial property there.
There is none.
Kind of makes
Well, they're gonna build something.
Well, okay, hold on.
6232 would be,
6232 Hazeltine Avenue, Van Nuys. You could call that number that I gave if there's any question about the type of building it is, but it's a legitimate lease, you know, so I don't know the details about the type of building. But I really encourage you. It's a very worthwhile effort, and it's amazing what they're doing with these young people. We were supposed to have a speaker, Guillermo Torres, to speak about immigration. He became very ill this week, and so it was decided that we would put him on the January agenda. Okay, so, and he said if for some reason he can't make it, he's preparing one of his co-workers to do the presentation for January. So I just wanted to let you know that. And before I go into I guess the main reason why I'm speaking today is because we are such a wonderful community, I would like the Van Nuys Neighborhood Council to go on record as a welcoming organization to welcome our Muslim brothers and sisters in the community who do so much that is unrecognized. They make so many contributions, not only to businesses, but to various cultural events. They're fighting in the armed services. They serve at various levels of government. And, you know, it's just like every time something bad happens, if a white Christian does it, it's nothing is said. But if it's a black person, if it's a Latino, if it's a Muslim, then the attention goes there. So I would really like it for our neighborhood council to go on record being a welcoming community, in particular for the Muslims under the circumstances. So I don't know how you handle that, but.
How could we handle that?
It would be difficult.
We're not allowed to get into politics like that.
Well, that's not politics. That's not politics.
With what's going on in the world right now, it's considered a political issue. We wouldn't be able to get involved in it.
Wait,
You
how is?
choose a particular group.
It would probably be a bylaw issue in terms of the makeup of the.
Well, excuse me, it could be something generic, that we're a community welcoming all people of all faiths and ethnicities.
Vice parliamentary.
We could do a.
To be
Yeah, we
specific.
can say that, we welcome all,
Be very generic.
Or a
be fine.
yeah, not a specific.
CIS.
Right.
We could
Yeah, we could definitely do a
It's
CIS of this
certainly
council
not
file.
political.
Just suggest that. Maybe we suggest that.
Yeah, it's public comment.
That,
Yeah.
okay, no. Okay, and finally, under old business, the month before last, at the meeting, the month before last, I brought up a suggested resolution. This is part of old business now. I brought up a suggested resolution that the neighborhood council go on record supporting earned paid sick leave at the city, county, and federal levels. And it was my understanding that there was going to be a committee meeting to discuss it and to bring it up. So, excuse me, could I have some respect?
Well, then show respect, and 2 minutes are up.
This is old business.
Oh, it doesn't matter, it's public comment, 2 minutes, sir.
Ma'am.
That was referred back to committee, was it not? Do we remember what?
It was supposed to come forward last month, but I couldn't make it because I had a conflict, and so it was moved to this.
Charles, did that go to your committee? Did you
Yeah,
get
but we,
anything?
as a bylaw committee,
Couldn't touch it?
right, because it's not, there's no one paid
What
here.
we could do, Rosemary, is bring it before the executive committee in January. If you come to that meeting, we'll iron out the language and then put it on the agenda for.
Invite me to it, I'll be glad to be there.
Perfect. So then that will be, I'll send you the date on
Yes,
that.
please.
But what we'll do is we'll just put it through the executive committee. We'll iron out the language for CIS.
Point of information, George, I was under the impression that you were going to send it to a subcommittee, and a subcommittee was going to come up with a recommendation and then bring it back to
Well, that was
agendize
my-
on the executive.
I think we were going to put it through the Government Affairs and Bylaws Committee, but I don't know if that's the
It's really
proper
not the-
jurisdiction.
Right.
Okay.
So maybe the best thing to do is we'll iron out the language at the
Okay.
executive committee next month,
So please.
and then we'll vote on it.
Let me know ahead of time so I can get it on my
Absolutely.
calendar.
Yes.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Rosemary. Next up, it's Miriam. Miriam, you're recognized for 74 minutes. Donna, that's funny, huh?
No more than 60.
Time you gotta be at work tomorrow. Time you gotta be at work.
Let me just begin that we need to have a lot of reviews before any bid has been put in, and besides, both sides need to have a hearing, whether we're going to support it or not, because it involves businesses paying a fee, and a few people will make all the decisions of what project will go in and what project will not. I just need, this is something very tricky and needs careful review before we implement any such a thing. So,
Be more specific?
well, because nothing specific yet.
Oh, okay.
We're just talking about it. It's not even been on the agenda.
Okay.
And yet somebody's bringing it up now. and I don't appreciate it, okay?
See the boulevard.
You know, I thought you're not supposed to respond to my public comment. You know?
All right, I'm going to go ahead and continue running this meeting. Thank you, Marion. You're done. Donna.
Done. I'm not done.
All right, Donna, you're done.
I'm not
Candido,
done.
you're done.
He got 5 minutes at least.
Rosemary was bringing up old business. So if you really want to get into it, and we'll do points of order, and we'll discuss everything under the sun. But Rosemary has all the rights in the world, as I recognized her to speak. And I'm recognizing you to speak. And then Donna will have 2 minutes. And if you guys don't like the way that the meeting's being run, you can go ahead and put it in writing. And we will put it in the inbox. Oh, my
I'm
goodness.
just letting you know that Trump may
What are we gonna do?
may not have a good thing. But I want to let everybody have a right to have a say in this country and not to be put down. I think it's very bad for all of us. I think we all should be coming together and work together and unite instead of being divided.
Amen.
Bravo. And Donna,
I want to say happy Hanukkah to everybody, because this is the Hanukkah season.
how's the video conferencing coming?
It's still not going there. I still want to see the video conference because I'm tired of taking 2 hours to go, 2 hours or more to go to downtown, and 3 hours to come back. But I want to say I think that Knights of Columbus should try to get to have their own fundraising and bring up their own money, try to get their own fundraising before they come over to our limited funds over here. I completely agree with Candido on that. So listen to him. He knows what he's talking about. And I'm totally against having anything being screwed up along Van Nuys Boulevard, because we have some nice buses along Van Nuys Boulevard. I love the 788. It goes up and it goes over where the Oxnard is, and then runs along there to Sepulveda and hops onto the freeway and goes right smack to near Wilshire and Westwood. So I don't think that this little rail or this horrible rail is going to take up the whole street, or a subway is going to do as well as the 788. I mean, I was missing the 761, but now they have the 788. And what's going to do with the businesses along here? I'm still waiting for businesses that are right near here. That looks real bad to see all these businesses out, 4 or 5 stores out, and you know, nobody's going to take Van Nuys seriously as long as they see those 4 stores there. And more and more I'm seeing everybody going away, and we're not going to certainly see anything if you take away all the parking for people. They'll just say, well, I can't park there, I might as well go away. And the rail, they goes like long distances away, so if you want buses that go short distances, you're not going to get it. And of course, I still always believe in Van Nuys video conferencing, and I'm still love to be able to see everybody in the valley that has issues, things they want done, to be able to go and do it by video conferencing, if that is if they don't have work to do. So thank you very much, and you look good, George.
Happy holiday.
Paul and On, you're recognized.
I think Candido was.
Thank you.
Candy, you got another thing for us? Are you good?
No.
Did you have public comment to go, or are you?